Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to some more VGC on the channel. So today we've got day 1 of the season. Yeah, I think it's season 6 or series 6, one of the two. So we've got a brand new team featuring Talonflame holding a mental herb to stop opposing Talonflames with taunt or priority taunt, effectively. Grimmsnarl with eject button, Choice Band Dracovish, Citrus Berry Tsareena, Life Orb Terrakion, and Choice Scarf Charizard. So as you can probably see there, got a bit of spice in the team too. So the reason I'm borrowing this one is because again my friend James helped me out with actually building it. We did a lot of testing. And yeah, we think this team should be a lot of fun for the coming format. But definitely a work in progress, but we'll see how we go. We'll jump straight into it. And yeah, I'd love to hear if you guys have had a chance to test out the new format, how you're finding it, and if there's any particular Pokemon that you think is heavily underrated going into this new format. But yeah, as you might have seen before, we are running beat up on the Charizard. It's one of those rare Pokemon that actually gets it that not a lot of people would really know about. So it creates like a bit of a, I guess, a weird matchup with Terrakion. Okay, so this is a team I half expected to see, like, except Clefable over Clefairy, to sort of pair with the Lapras. Noivern is a very, very fast Tailwind user, and a Dracozolt too, which is really interesting. So we could see, say, like a Clefable Dracozolt lead, or Clefable Lapras, or even like a Noivern plus Dracozolt for Tailwind, and Hustle, like lightning's coming out from it. Not really sure what I want to lead here, to be perfectly honest. I'm tempted to lead like, say, because I'm worried about the follow me, obviously. Terrakion's pretty good here, along with Talonflame. It covers a lot. We can get like a Tailwind up relatively easily anyway. I don't know if I like Dracovish too much in this matchup. I do like Charizard, and you can either go Grimmsnarl for screens or Tsareena to help out with the Lapras too. And as a general resist for the Dracozolt, not that it'll take a Max Lightning very well, because nothing really does. At least not from a Hustle Dracozolt. But yeah, this is literally my first time actually in proper gameplay with this team, so hopefully I can do it justice. Yeah, James and I spent like a pretty long time trying to build it and theory craft it, so. Alright, so we've got a Noivern plus Lapras. Okay. It's gonna be very interesting to see what our opponent wants to do, like turn 1. Tempted to just like go for the standard like Tailwind plus Rockfall into the Lapras. Or I could also target the Noivern. But I think this is fine, because Rockfall will set up the unless I don't want to set up Sand, but I think I do. Let's go with this. Bit of like a standard turn 1 play. Our opponent could also switch out the Lapras potentially, but they elect to stay in. They could always just like say Dynamax and Max Guard the Lapras so they can get their own Tailwind up, or they could Dynamax Noivern. There's a lot of plays our opponent could do here. And as I said, Noivern is incredibly fast, so you know, it can actually be a threat here, as they are going to Dynamax straight away as well. I actually don't know what that ball is. It looked like a great ball, but it's got like the 3 like lines on it. And that is G-Max Lapras. Alright, so this Rockfall is gonna hurt. Okay, so we get our priority Tailwind up, which means we should act before the Noivern unless it's Choice Scarf. Yeah. Alright, so this is Life Orb Rockfall. Let's see how much this does. Alright, that is huge damage. That is big, big damage. And we get the chip damage off with the Sandstorm too. Is it weakness policy Lapras? Yeah, okay. I probably should have seen that coming too, but I didn't really see much on his team that, like, say, activate the weakness policy. Like, it didn't have, like, say, the Comfey or anything else there. So, Resonance at +2. How well's our tracking taking this? Actually, not too bad. Actually, not too bad at all. Okay, let's check our speed as we go. So, Talonflame gets hit by the Sandstorm, then the Noivern, and then the Lapras to finish that one off there. So I just want to check something actually. So they did set up Tailwind too, but their Noivern's slower than Talonflame, which is actually really interesting. Because now we can just go for a Rockfall into the Noivern and Brave Bird the Lapras. I'm hoping Brave Bird picks up a KO on the Lapras from here. Alright, very good. And our Terrakion might actually end up faster than the Noivern too. Potentially. No, okay, it's not. As Terrakion avoids a Hurricane. It is in Sandstorm. I think it's Sun that halves the accuracy of it. I could be wrong. It's one of those, like, weirder interactions with weather that I don't quite know. Alright, well, so far we're off to a very good start. We've taken out the Gmax Lapras, taken out the Noivern, and we still have one more turn of our Dynamax. Unfortunately, they are under Aurora Veil, so their Pokemon, like Sylveon here, will be taking our hits pretty well. And there's the Dracozolt. So, what do we actually have in the back? We bought the Charizard and the Tsareena. Okay. So we actually want to Max Quake. And do I want to bother trying to Taunt here? What would Taunting achieve? A Taunt would stop a potential, say, like, Yawn coming out from the Sylveon, even though I'm, like, almost certain it's going to try and, I think it'll actually, like, Hyper Voice. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. Or Hyper Voice or Quick Attack, one of the two. As its Choice Scarf Dracozolt. Okay, that's interesting. And unfortunately our opponent did miss there. I don't think that mattered, like, in the grand scheme of things. Because it was going in the Terrakion. I think our Terrakion would have taken that Bolt Big relatively well. Okay. Cool, so we get a Spit F-Rays, not that that matters too much. But yeah, this oh yeah, it's definitely Choice Scarf too, because that Talonflame obviously moved second there. In terms of getting hit by Sandstorm, I mean. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to Protect, but I don't really see a reason to right now. I mean, it would stall out their Tailwind, but and I could always switch out Talonflame here, but I kind of wish I had Protect on it right now. We'll just Brave Bird the Dracozolt. See if he sort of goes for the double up again. I feel like he might Bolt Pick the Talonflame. Yeah, and he missed again. So that is like the downside of Hustle. Obviously, your accuracy is reduced by, I think it's like 20% or something like that. So it's the same problem I had obviously with Durant. It's the same thing, where, you know, if you don't Dynamax that Pokemon, it can end up being like a pretty heavy liability. So obviously in this game, we have gotten very lucky with dodging quite a few attacks, you know, between the Hurricane, between the two Bolt Beaks, etc. I think in the long run, we probably would have won regardless, but, you know, you never know. It is kind of cool to see our opponent does have a shiny Sylveon. I myself spent 1600 eggs, EV eggs, just to get mine, so I can respect another Sylveon. Alright, so there's Earthquake here to finish it off. I like how it still shows it hits the Talonflame. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah. Alright, well, we do take a 4-0 there, but I don't feel too happy about it because of the misses, but I am very confident that we would have won that regardless. Especially since our opponent did lock into Bolt Beak. I think Tsareena would have at least taken one and could have replied. But anyway, let's continue battling here. And as you can see, we did drop down a Great Ball tier from Ultra Ball tier. But yeah, I'll just cut till I find another battle. Alright, so we have found another trainer here against Digio, who's actually in a rank below us. Okay. So this is the kind of the matchup I was expecting to see coming into the next series, particularly with the Clefairy plus Porygon Z. But then we also have Lycanroc plus Gigalith. So Lycanroc obviously gets access to Accelerock, which is the quick attack for rock types essentially. It almost certainly one-shots a Talonflame. So I'm gonna prepare for that lead. I could also just lead Grimmsnarl, I suppose. But I actually really need Tailwind if he does happen to lead the Clefairy plus Porygon Z. Yeah, this is actually tough because if he does lead Gigalith, Lycanroc, and I lead the Talonflame, I'm in a pretty awkward spot. I actually don't know what I want to bring here. Particularly for like the Gel, I think I have to bring Tsareena. And then there's an Urshifu to deal with too. I think we bring Charizard as well. Alright. So again, like we prepared the team for Clefairy plus Porygon Z. Not so much for Accelerock, Lycanroc. I feel like he definitely brings a Lycanroc. Like, I have 2 flying fire types. Which is a bit of a weakness for the team, but didn't see it being too much of an issue before I before I saw this as a possibility. So Lycanroc does get Sand Rush as an ability, which basically means that it'll move faster than my Talonflame. Okay. So I'm tempted to Max Quake or even just Max Knuckle here. I don't think Max Knuckle KOs a Lycanroc. I guess I could also Earthquake. Yeah, definitely do want to Dynamax here. And go for Max Knuckle. And go out into Tsareena. I mean, if I was running Quick Guard on the Talonflame, I could have gone for it there, but that's a bit of a prediction considering after Sand I lose my priority anyway, and Gigalith has a potential to Dynamax, Lycanroc has a potential to Dynamax. If he Dynamaxes Lycanroc here, like, well played, because I'm 100% expecting an Accelerock into the Talonflame slot. Let's see if he Dynamaxes turn 1 here. He does Dynamax, okay. Oh man, if this is Lycanroc, I'm going to be a little bit upset. Okay, it is the Gigalith. I kind of expected Gigalith to Dynamax here. It's either going for a Max Knuckle or a Max Quake, I assume, into the Terrakion. Yeah, there's Accelerock. And Queenly Majesty protects me. I actually forgot that was a thing. I could have switched Terrakion out. Wow. Alright, well, that's the team knowledge I didn't have, as Lycanroc was not Focus Sash, which I actually expected it to be. Okay. Alright, that's fine. So we get an attack boost on our Tsareena, which is good. As there's just Max Quake from the Gigalith. So it's interesting because our opponent did a lot of damage. Like, that was a lot of damage. That was a crit. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, our opponent didn't really respect the weakness policy potential for Terrakion there, but that's okay. Also, I know I said Charizard does have beat up. There's not really much of it in the way of an option for to use that like very effectively. It should be the dark one, right? Yep. Okay. I'm gonna max Knuckle Gigalith here and actually go for player off into the Urshifu. Okay, he just lets me max Knuckle, which is interesting. It's probably a weakness policy on the Gigalith actually, so I didn't respect that on him. And I do have a Charizard and a Talonflame in the back, so I don't know why I'm targeting the Urshifu here. Okay, and okay, I was like about to complain he crit me again, but then I was like, wait a minute, Wicked Blow always crits. Alright, so we got Citrus Berry back, we're just gonna not miss the player off. Alright, nice. Focus Sash, not too surprising. It'll die to sand, thankfully. As we will go down to this Max Quake, yeah, it's a bit annoying obviously being crit with the Max Quake, the first one, because I think we actually would have lived 2 of those, but that's okay. It happens. We now have like a +2 Tsareena in. As Urshifu will go down to sand, obviously. Tsareena takes a bit of damage. Now we can just go Talonflame again. And so when James and I were building the team, we were debating a lot with Tsareena over using Power Whip or Trop Kick. We opted for Power Whip because it was like the difference in strength obviously was like a lot different. Okay. I'm actually gonna Brave Bird Jellicent here. And just Power Whip the Gigalith. I don't want to get Water Spouted if I can help it. See how much this does. Not as much as I was hoping. As we actually connect the Power Whip, which is nice. That's really nice, actually. Alright, well now we have a Fire Flying and a Pure Grass versus a... Alright, cool. So I was extremely tempted there to Tailwind, because I wasn't sure how fast the Jellicent would be. But obviously I didn't need to be too worried about that. So Jellicent also has access to Strength Sap, which means this battle is not even close to being over. I think it also has access to... Actually, I can... Oh, I should have taunted it. Oh. Do we taunt here? I wonder. I think we taunt it here and just go for Power Whip. Because if we connect the Power Whip, we should win. As long as we don't die to Shadow Ball. Okay, there's the Strength Sap. Okay. So we lose 1 stage of attack. Jellicent heals all the way up because it heals HP based on your attack stat. As we do connect the Power Whip, this +1 Power Whip. Yeah, never mind. Man, Tsareena kicks ass. Alright. Awesome. So that's another win there for the team, which is really cool to see. I like seeing Tsareena put in work, and I'm super glad we didn't miss any rare attacks. So, kind of justifies putting Power Whip on over Trop Kick there. But okay, I'll just cut till I get next battle. Alright. We're gonna battle against J+, who's also in rank 8. So we've got Talonflame, Terrakion, Hitmontop plus Red and Wash, a Gardevoir, and a Gastrodon. Okay. Well, this is another game where Tsareena can actually do a ton of work. I'm actually really tempted to lead Tsareena, because it actually has a very good matchup against 4 out of our opponent's 6. So we could say lead Tsareena plus Talonflame. I haven't been able to bring Dracovish in like anything. Could lead Dracovish actually, but I think it's a bad idea. There's also potential for Grimmsnarl to come out too. Could lead, say, Grimmsnarl, Talonflame, bring Tsareena in the back, along with Charizard. We just don't lead a lot of offense, which is the problem. I think Charizard or Terrakion. Probably Terrakion, to be honest, actually. Yeah, I'm not too happy about this lead because I don't like leading effectively 2 support mons. And particularly since, like, the eject button stuff, you'd have to have Grimmsnarl be slower. Be faster, sorry, than the Talonflame, which it's not currently. Alright, what do we got? Terrakion, Talonflame, okay. Alright, I'm going to try to trick the Terrakion here. And set up a Tailwind. That's my current plan. Kind of hoping the Terrakion Dynamaxes. I actually don't know if Talonflame gets beat up. It just protects. Okay. So now he'll see the trick too. It'll be interesting to see what the opposing Talonflame goes for. It's actually going for an attack. It's taunt. Okay. Alright, I think that's fine. It's not really. Actually, that's really bad. It's very bad, actually. I didn't really see that taunt coming. Okay. I have a whole lot in the back. Again, I still think Tsareena can be very good here. I don't want Terrakion taking too much damage if I can help it, but I think in this case I can't really help it. Okay. That was actually well played by our opponent here, because now they'll get, assuming they don't die to this Brave Bird, which they shouldn't, unless I crit them. But, yes, now they get their Tailwind up, which means they'll have an extra turn of Tailwind. They actually don't Dynamax, which is interesting. They just Rock Slide, okay. It's actually not too bad for us in this case, as they also reveal Life Orb. Alright. I'm actually going to go Grimmsnarl here. Alright. I actually don't remember. I think Terrakion's slower than Talonflame. I could always risk the close combat, couldn't I? And go for Reflect. Is close combat KO though? Is a very good question. Alright. Gonna set up a Reflect as they actually swap out into Hitmontop. Okay. So they get an Intimidate off. I think they kind of expect me to Dynamax here. As they're also holding off on their Dynamax. I assume they're Brave Birding the Grimmsnarl. Or just risking a Heat Wave, I guess. It also works. They burn Grimmsnarl. Thankfully not Terrakion, that would have sucked. Alright. Go out into Tsareena. I was actually really tempted to Rock Slide, but anyway, first combat's fine. There's probably a eject button on the Hitmontop, I assume. No, they're not. Okay. Is there a point in... I could Dynamax Max Guard is an option. This is my last turn of Tailwind, I think. It is. Okay. I don't know how well Tsareena takes a Brave Bird. I do have Reflect up, actually. I just remembered that. Good Hailstorm. Doing a fair chunk. Alright, so bring back in Grimmsnarl. We are going to Dynamax. I would like to get rid of this Talonflame if I can. As Gastrodon switches in, which is really interesting. I mean, like, by Dynamaxing here, what should be a KO on the Talonflame, unless if he crits us, we're in a lot of trouble. Or if he burns us, actually. This Raw Hurricane, Jesus Christ. And he confuses us. That's so unfortunate. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. That's actually so annoying. Okay. Yeah, okay. That sucks. Okay. He's gonna Dynamax the Gastrodon, okay. I assume then it has Ice Beam, or he just kind of expects, is he Dynamaxing Talonflame? Okay. So, yeah, alright. Our luck from the first game's coming back to bite us, I guess. Just give me an Airstream. So we do take that, okay. Alright, we get our Citrus Berry, which is good. Now we just gotta not get hurt in Confusion. His Gastrodon is actually faster, which is interesting. Grimmsnarl takes that pretty okay. Come on. Alright. I hope this KOs. I'm gonna be so mad if this misses KO now. Alright, cool. So unfortunately we are slower than the Gastrodon because of the Airstream that the Talonflame got off. But our goal now, I guess, is to weaken the... weaken the Gastrodon as much as possible. As it's lefties, okay? So we should still have Reflect Up, which we do. And, oh, they still had Tailwind, actually. I forgot about that. I was like, I knew our Tsareena, like, wasn't fast. Like, we didn't have... I don't think we've got any speed investment in it. But I was still very surprised Gastrodon outsped it just after 1+1. Okay, so there's a Hitmontop. I'm going to assume Gastrodon either protects or switches out here. But I'm going to Spirit Break and go for Overgrow into Gastrodon. Or the Hitmontop could switch out too. Straight into Terrakion, but I feel like that's really risky. But our opponent has been playing well. I mean, we've actually got very unlucky, but it may have worked out in our favor because they did Dynamax the Talonflame. They obviously don't Dynamax it if we get that first Hailstorm off. But let's see. I'm kind of hoping he forgets about Queenly Majesty and goes for Fake Out or Mark Punch. Oh, I forgot we were still confused. Oh my god. That was a... it was Max Grass into the Gastrodon too. And he crits the... Yeah, okay. Sometimes you just can't win against the RNG gods, man. Sometimes you really just can't win against them. Clear smog to change my stat changes? Okay. Alright, let's hit one top down. Okay, so the Gastrodon actually is fast. Like, it's faster than the Grimmsnarl. Boy. Yeah, I don't really see a way we can win this, unfortunately. But we'll see. I mean, rockside flinches are a thing. Actually, I could trick the Gastrodon's leftovers off it. That's not an awful idea. Do I think it... I'm actually going to protect here. Because I feel like our opponent's Trakian either also protects or it tries to close combat us. Alright. So we take the leftovers off the Gastrodon. He close combats into that one. He doubles up into Trakian. Alright. So we are jolly max speed on our Trakian too, so... Alright, let's take the Hail, get leftovers. Then I think we get hit with Burn. And Reflect wears off, so now we can go for another Reflect. And then try and win the speed tie, I guess. As they protect. Okay. I can't, yeah, I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do there. Outside of, like, close combating the Gastrodon, which I guess I should have done. And maybe, like, Spirit Raked. As we get carried by Earth Power anyway. Okay, well, yeah, he crits us regardless. Yeah, that was just one of those games, man. Like, everything that could have possibly gone right for our opponent went right. Everything that could have possibly gone wrong for us went wrong, so... Again, it happens. Unfortunately, we have to watch these animations because I took the leftovers. Does Hail KO us? No. Alright, well... Gonna forfeit regardless. You know, go throw my Switch out the window. I won't do it. But yeah, okay. That one, again, like, I felt like I played that as well as I could. Obviously a few things at the end there where I maybe could have done a little bit better, but I think overall I was fighting an uphill battle, and yeah. But I do think I had a pretty good showcase of, like, what the team is capable of, like what it does well. And yeah, at the start of the battle, at the start of the video, there was a rental code, so if you do want to try it, feel free to. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.